Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. I hope you guys have had a good Wednesday today and that everything's been cool and chill and smooth. I've had a good Wednesday myself, a little bit busy, a little bit knackered. Sometimes it feels like the day just keeps on going and going. But hey, that's what we do, right? You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, as you can see, I'm a bit rugged up too. It's a little bit cold here, actually. So anyway, let's get straight into it. So this is episode number 2 of the RLBN, the Rugby League Broadcasting News, where I give you guys the latest news surrounding NRL, NARL, and CRL as well, and just sort of give you guys my perspective and my opinion on those the news relating to it. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first things first, we'll be starting with the NRL news, and over here I've got 6 points to talk about. So the first one is Moses Mitchell has apparently re-signed and will announce it publicly in the next coming days. So again, that's a good get for Parramatta, as people were undecided as to where he was going. I wasn't sure myself where he was going, so to actually hear this is actually good news as well. And on top of that as well, there's an article that's saying that he wants King Gutho as well to be signed. So if you're a Niels fan right now, you're happy, but at the same time you may perhaps be a bit nervous too, waiting and seeing what happens next with King Gutho and what he's going to be doing next. But anyway, great sort of a re-sign as well to grab Mitchell Moses, who's in a stellar form. News number 2 we have here is Origin player Finucane has basically said that he is ready to move out the Storm if need be, particularly with their salary cap issues. The teams that are interested are the Tigers, Bulldogs, and then you've got the Cowboys and the Dragons. So again, 4 good, decent teams. Probably not on the top scale, but regardless, for someone like Finucane, who I believe is 30 years of age, you've got to do what you've got to do, especially try and prolong your footy career. I still think he's a good player as well. Definitely would fit into an Orange squad as well if I had my way. Good player, delivers in and out, always does the 1%ers. So look, it would be a good buy for any club who's looking for him. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. So it'll be very interesting to see the next couple of steps that Finucane makes. News number 3 is a former Warriors player and former Dragons player and former Sharks player, Gerard Beale, is back with the Dragons again. I think they put out an SOS and he's answered the message. So again, hey, it's good to have him back. I didn't mind him in the Warriors. Personally, he was okay. But hey, in saying that, it's always good to see a career come back and be revived at the age of 30 as well. You know, you can't be complaining too much. So good on you, Gerard Beale. Number 4 we have here is Cameron Smith. So our Origin and Australian and Rugby League legend, and Cameron Smith has basically said that he would rather put Reid Mahoney in the hooking position over Harry Grant. Very controversial considering how Harry Grant has played, especially since he has the proof that he should be the starting 9, especially after that series win over the Blues last year. I guess Smith was probably seeing it from an injury crisis angle, and Harry Grant hasn't been the most durable player in his tenure so far. So hey, Reid Mahoney offers a lot of good ball as well as a good defensive sort of an attribute as well, which is very crucial for any team, but more so in Origin as well. But yeah, it would be interesting to see who sort of gets picked in that position for the Queensland Maroons. News number 5. So we have here is the high-tech ball, and basically the NRL has been talking with a bloke who has actually invented this sort of new form of technology from NASA. So again, man, it's pretty high-priced technology here, and basically the NRL is basically looking into a ball that will be able to detect whether a pass can go forward or not, you know, so we don't have that controversy. So I guess we don't sit there blaming the refs or blaming ourselves or blaming the opposition for the forward pass. So this would be basically constructed by having a microchip in the ball, and then the ball will be able to emit signals from, I assume, different beams, tripod beams, that will be able to send a signal off to either the ref's smartwatch or even to the officials as well, which will send a signal in order to stop play. Look, my thoughts personally, hey, I think it's cool. It's always good to have a bit of high-tech involvement. especially the way the world is going, right? Like it was probably bound to happen. And the other added bonus as well, this is that you can actually count how many seconds the ball goes up in the air, how I guess the best kicking technique as well to maximize your ability to run under the ball, as well as seeing who can pass the most accurate as well. So again, just new sort of ways to, I guess, test players and sort of create that sort of player that you want, for those scenarios, almost akin to NFL in that specialist sense. So you're going to be getting kickers who are going to be more refined in their craft, and probably the best kickers we'll see probably the next decade or two coming. So again, with this, it's good. It just means the technology as well is going to, I guess the rugby league or in general is going to probably be flowing with the technology there. And I think it's a good thing. It's probably, for some people may think otherwise, it's also a scary prospect, and technically this is, a robot. This is AI, right? So again, depends what your views are there, but I think overall it's a good little thing there to have for the game, and hey, we'll be able to save us a lot of drama, I reckon. And last bit of news as well is that the New Zealand Warriors are set to stay in Australia. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck came out and has basically spoken on behalf of the boys, saying they've had a meeting, and they think now would be probably just the best time to just keep continuing what they're doing, namely because, a lot of the other Australian boys, some of them have not even been to New Zealand, let alone buy houses, cars, nowhere to go, so it's all those sort of different varied scenarios that have helped make the choice a lot easier for the Warriors to be able to stay here. Personally, I think, I guess for us Warrior fans in Australia, let's make the most of it. Let's go and see them. I do plan to go over and watch the Warriors play, but I can understand also where they're coming from. I do understand that Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is also in favour of fans. And again, like I said before, with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck going and leaving the game, it's probably the best thing as well for the Warriors to do, is to try and at least squeeze him back home for a little bit as well, just so the fans can sort of see him play and have that little final hoorah, bit of a goodbye as well to, one of the Warrior greats, I guess. But yeah, that all does it for the NRL sort of news. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that part. But yeah, that sort of does it for the NRL news, and I hope you guys have enjoyed that part there. Now we go, but yeah, that sort of does it for the NRL news, and I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Now we go to the NARL, the North American Rugby, and I've got 5 pointers as well, and then we'll finish on the CRL, California Rugby League. So the first point for the NRL is the NRL West. It's been announced last week that they will no longer be in the competition due to the COVID restrictions and I guess the player safety and protocol. It was just too hard for him. Look, my personal opinion, it sucks. It's probably not a good way to start the season, especially when you're trying to, hit the ground running. Doesn't look good at all. Again, we all understand the COVID sort of era with sports. It's been basically very unpredictable. A lot of pain, as well as fans having to wait and I guess not be able to see the games live. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. The best thing though is that the East will still continue. So your teams that Atlanta Rhinos, Cleveland Rugby League, you got your New York Freedom, you got your Boston 13. So those teams there will still be continuing and they'll be still playing, which is a good thing as well. Oh, and the Brooklyn Kings. So there'll be no worries there. So again, kickoff still happening June 19th. So looking forward to that. And news number 2 is basically the camp. So Atlanta Rhinos and the Cleveland Rugby League have been training up a storm. Go and visit their stuff on Twitter as well. You can follow them and you can sort of see what they're doing. I think it's great. I think it's awesome, and it's a great initiative again to just show rugby league being played in the American context as well. And it's great to see all these different players who come from different backgrounds, having a good go and a good crack at rugby league as well. And again, as a fan of this league, I'm looking forward to it, and just looking forward to seeing how they gel. And it's just awesome. It's great. So it's good news as well. It's good, just a good vibe everywhere, So it's good to see. So there's George Reese. So he's a New Yorker, and he is signed with the New York Freedom, and he will be one of their new additions there, and a very strong looking formidable squad as well, headed by a very good leader as well in Offerdal. So again, New York Freedom will be with Rugby League American player George Reese. So look forward to that. And last news is basically, as I said before, June 19th, NARL kickoff. Get ready, let's get into it. Pick a team. Which team are you following? Which team are you most likely looking forward to seeing? You know, I'm basically getting ready to do some news as well on that stuff, the tips and my thoughts and players, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this new competition that will be happening very, very soon. My hope as well is that this can sort of start a snowball effect in America as well, because hey, like I said before, and again, if you're confused as to what the NARL is, please check my previous video on them. Scroll a few videos down and you see it. But yeah, hey, look, overall I think it's a great thing and I cannot wait. But yeah, June 19th, pick your team, get ready, and that's NARL, North American Rugby League, and that'll just be again just the East teams as well. And for the CRL, we've got a few news. So number one, the Barracudas, their latest addition to the California Rugby League, and it's a team of a very cool color of yellow, and I think it's like light purple, light pink. But yeah, no, it's good to see them as an addition as well. And other piece of news as well is again the California Rugby League. You can follow them on YouTube. They show a lot of their clips, a lot of their brutal stuff. I myself follow the league and I go for the San Francisco Savage. All right, guys, so that's been all for the Rugby League broadcasting news. Thanks again for watching, staying tuned, and I appreciate it. But yeah, guys, take it easy. See you guys next time. And just quickly, if your half is about to drop that ball, what are you going to tell them? Hold the ball. Take these guys, and I'll see you guys next time.